Hello everyone and welcome back to the video with Dracon. Now as you can see here, we got us a lovely little surprise box. This is something I picked up off Amazon for like I'd say around 25 bucks. And this comes from Wormtree. Never heard of them before, but what they were offering was worth the effort. Now, let's take a look at what is inside the box because the box itself has nothing special to it. It's just a simple standard shipping box. Now, what's inside the box is terrain stuff, because I wanted some terrain that I didn't have to build, because, like, though I can print or craft terrain, I like having multiples of terrain that I haven't crafted or haven't built, because this is stuff that's just, like, good dungeon dressing by the look of it. That's why I got this, and I thought I'd take a shot. And we have the little, meteor beholder there is basically just a size comparison, showing how big of a bag that was inside there, and it's actually got some good weight to it. And, I'm not sure what these are made out of. I haven't really checked. I know it says something about resin on there, but I don't know if these are fragile or not. Because I personally using resin, I mean, I print with resin. If you're printing stuff with resin, you're usually careful not to drop and jostle it. So, and just going back into it, I just realized I kind of screwed up when I thought of that. It did have a little fragile thing inside as well. I didn't see one on the outside of the box, which was really weird to me. I'd assume you'd put one on the outside of the box, but maybe this was supposed to be on the outside of the box, or they only had to put it in the inside. I'm not sure. But yeah, it is made of resin, so it's fragile. But let's get inside and take a look at these bad boys. We'll get some, quick things to look at, and we'll talk about them. Okay, so first up in there for terrain stuff, looks like we got some nice little gateways or archways, and then we got some nice little towers. And I will say, these are some very nice pieces. And I say this because I've built terrain. And now next to miniatures, which let me grab a mini really quick. And I know you're going to be saying, Dracon, why do you keep using the meteor beholder? Because you know what? He's quick and simple and he's a large class. As you can see, they're at least large class size pieces of environment. They're definitely going to be big enough for medium characters to be used easily. And they're basically a stand-in, so you can still see over them if you have to. For players, I know some people use raised towel. I know our group has a raised table, so like this raises them up, which can make looking over sometimes a little bit of a pain in the rear end because you got to stand up over your chair and be like, okay, And like also on top of that, because my beholder's gray, that's another reason I chose him, because he's gray like the terrain, because they're both great. Yeah, sorry. I was totally. I'll just leave the room now. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, I love the detail. You got some nice details on these models. They are resin, so I'm going to be trying not to jostle them around too much to chip them and break them. But they are very nice. Like, they look really good. And we haven't even gotten to the rest of them, so let's get to some other parts. Okay, so here we got some of the walls. These are what the walls look like. They're only small. Your character's model's probably going to poke a little over top, but you also got these, like, really jutting ruinways or broken stairways, and they have some green on them, as you can see. So someone did some painting. So they painted these, and I'm guessing it was very general. I bet honestly they dry brushed it, then hit it with a sealant, because when I feel these in my hands, they don't feel rough, they don't feel too shiny. So whatever sealant they used was good, because it makes it feel like it's plastic still, which is good, because I don't want it to feel like actual stone, only because I don't want it to be a rough surface that it's going to scrape on each other and stuff, because I've rubbed them together and they don't seem to like scrape each other's paint off, which is good. So they have a good solid finish, a good solid varnish or whatever they're using. And it's shiny, you can tell, because you can see how the green has that sheen when it hits the light and stuff. Unlike my stone beholder there, which looks a lot more like stone because he's got those rough and dark look. And I'm actually fine with them not matching up to him because they're walls. They're not supposed to be the main showcase. Now, I love that they're not super sized. I wish they were bigger to match the doorways and stuff, but I'll take what I can get because, as you can see, we got some curves. That's not all the walls. There's just as much as I wanted to fit on the base to make it look different now. Yeah, I know someone's probably going to say, Dracon, those aren't really even or level on the board, or on the table. Listen here. I got what I wanted on there. I didn't want to overload it so you could see some details of different wall types and the only two stairways or ruin piles they came with. So yeah, there are some of these little green spots on things like that. I don't know if that's supposed to be mold or a slime. I mean, you could use it for both, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, I like what I'm getting so far. We got some nice walls. I gotta say with the last one with the pillars, I wish there were a little bit more pillars, at least like 6 of them. But maybe I can order another set because they do have other options too. They got like a farmhouse option, a tavern option, and you're gonna have to paint some of them. It looks like because these ones came painted. So I don't know if maybe that's why they're a little bit more on the expense side for what I'm getting because they're pre-painted, which hey, less work I got to do and add to my giant list of things I need to paint or put together and assemble and craft. Oh boy, the dragon only has so much time between his daily life of work and this. But anyway, let's move on to some more stuff that came with this set. So here we have the doors and I want to call them doors and windows because there's like a full wall there. It's 2 walls and it's got a window through it. So that's nice. Your character could look through that. You also have that nice little centerpiece in the center there. And these are very nice. It's a nice little altar spot you can use for the center of a maze. Or you can put a summoning circle on top of that or a model. And you have these very nice doors. Now you can definitely tell these were kind of quick painted. Like very fast painted. Because you can still see a little bit of green or the brown or the grays through the door. Which I'm fine with because the gold, actually ironically the gold accent they put on there, probably the best part of the paint job. Next to the stone. Like, it actually looks good. I mean, but yeah, you can see there's a little bit of some flash inside, which I don't hate as much. I mean, I'm fine with it because inside of a doorway, that's not like the most important piece. But you can see like there is like actual kind of grainage or like an actual grain lines in the wood of the door, which I like that. That's pretty sweet. I gotta say, whatever they were using for a resin printer, it did a great job. Like, I can see the lines, but you gotta get really close to see them. Like, if you were looking at this from a table, you'd never know. You'd assume these are plastic. Which, by the way, yeah, do not throw them. They will break. I have not broken any yet. I'm going to try not to. But someone in my one of my friends, when we play a game, I swear is going to knock this off the table, break it, and I'm going to be like, oh, and I'm going to have to reseal it and fix it. And I'm going to be mad. But, I'll try to avoid that. Stuff happens. But, I mean, I might have to order another set of these just to get more of these doors and walls and stuff. Because, like, these are really good. They're thick, solid quality. And I mean, maybe I'll have to get more products. Maybe I'll get the tavern set because like it comes with some tables and stuff, which could be really good for like a bar fight setup or like a tavern where your characters come to meet. So like you put it on a separate group of tiles in the side and you bring it over whenever your group is back at the tavern or something. But so let's get to, I think the last thing I have is like there's one more door, but it was just another round door. I didn't feel like putting up there because I didn't want to block off the base. But let's get to the specials. That's right. It came with like accessories. So let's see those little bad boys. Okay, and this is the last stuff we have to review from the box, and it's like, I left the pedestal there because I want to put the Rex skull on there, but yeah, look, we have a bunch of just accessory pieces. We got some gargoyles your group could which you could use for some gargoyle minis if you don't have enough for like a room full of gargoyles, or maybe you want to set up a Legend of Zelda style like puzzle room and you need some gargoyles to use, but you don't want to use like monster gargoyles, you want real gargoyles. You also get some cool dinosaur skulls. You can see are actually done pretty quick painted, but look nice. Very good fossil skulls. You got some trap floors there with the spikes on it to represent like a spike trap your group steps on, which is pretty good. You got some fires, some boxes, you've got some barrels, and they're all actually pretty much in a 1x1. So like they're human sized. You're not dealing with barrels and boxes I've seen a lot of times. They're just too big for the group to really in reality move. Like these are huge boxes. They would be giant for your characters, but these are actually in good scale. The gargoyles themselves are big gargoyles, but still good. And the dinosaur skulls are pretty good. I mean, they're a huge creature, and if I took it like a model and probably put it next to that skull, it probably would look like it would fit inside the head of that dinosaur. And honestly, I like that it comes with dinosaur skulls. I wish it kind of came with a couple more extra other types, like maybe some smaller skulls, but I mean, hey, took my favorite dinosaur, the Rex, baby, and you threw him in a beautiful skull to put on the table. I love it. So I gotta say, honestly, overall for like $25, you can't beat this. Guys, go to Amazon and get it from this, from the company. I mean, I gotta say, Warmtree, they make some really nice products. Like, these are good. These are all quick painted. Even the fire is simple, but it will work. It's gonna do. Even if you want to use them as like fires for like a bunch of, say your group comes across a warband and the orcs have these for fires. Boom, a couple of fires to throw in between some of their spots where the men are all sitting around going like, and chatting about how to take down the enemy, kill them all, pillage them, all that stuff. And your group could sneak up on and be like, okay, they can't see us in the shadow of the fire. And you got traps, which I didn't even think they were going to offer a trap tile. I kind of wish there's more trap tiles, but you know what? For an accessories bit, I'll take it. It's all good. So overall, I give this a thumbs up, man. This is something a player who doesn't want to build their own terrain or just wants an extra like optionaries, go for it. Add it to the bundle. I mean, I would have no issues throwing these on the table. There'd be nothing in my mind saying, oh, they're not good enough. And I don't even touch them up. I could technically touch up the wood a little bit, like give them a little wash to make them a little bit more like some more line shown and give them a little bit of some spots and like some gradiences. But like, you know what? They're good for what they are, and they're in good size. They're not like a lot of the other barrels and boxes I've seen where they're just too big. And I think they're doing it because they want to show off the details. Like, but you can see on that box there's a cross beam or a plank that goes across. And, you know, there's barrels that have the lines. I wish they were, you know, metal colored, but, you know, for the price, like I said, for all this, definitely worth it. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. I thank you for tuning in. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel greatly, more than you know. Smash that like button. In this case, Dungeon Sneakily, press that like button. And get, you know, some more views for the algorithm gods of YouTube, because you know how they are. Maybe throw a comment down below if you guys have any comments, concerns, ideas, or things you want me to do. If you have anything out there you want to really see me review, maybe I'll put it on the docket and see if that's a possibility. Or if you just want to have a chat, or you want to see me do some gaming and want that more into the channel more than I think. But anyway, make sure you share it with your friends. Helps the channel grow, and I definitely appreciate it. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great one. Bye-bye.